तो अच्छा लगता है कि आप माइक खोल के बात करें। तो हम इसके ऊपर ही आज बात करेंगे कि लोग क्यों नहीं एक्शन ले पाते हैं। तो मैम भाई आपके पास कोई चीज़ें हैं दैट यू वुड लाइक टू शेयर कि लोग आपकी कोचिंग एक्सपीरियंस से कोई एग्जांपल्स कुछ स्टोरीज के लोग जो हैं क्यों नहीं कर पाते हैं अपनी अपनी चीज़ों को आगे क्यों नहीं बढ़ा पाते हैं।
जी बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। थैंक यू वेरी मच नैयब भाई। मैंने एक चीज़ जो एक्सपीरियंस की है बहुत लोगों के साथ और अपने साथ भी, हमारे साथ भी कभी कभार ऐसा होता है कि जब आपको इस चीज़ की क्लैरिटी ना हो या आपकी जो जो एंड गोल जो आपको अचीव करना है वो वाजे ना हो, आप कोई रैंडमली कोई चीज़ चूज कर लें और फिर उसके ऊपर काम करना शुरू कर दें। तो सबसे पहली जो इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ है, जो आपने जो क्वेश्चन है उसका आंसर है कि सबसे पहली जो चीज़ है वो ये है कि आपको क्या करना है उसको आप बहुत क्लियरली समझ लें और बहुत क्लियर तरीके से उसको डिफाइन कर लें। तो दैट्स द स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट। जब ये नहीं होगा तो वो होगा जो आपने अभी सारा डिटेल से एक्सप्लेन किया। इसी तरह से जब जब ये क्लियर हो जाए कि आपको गोल क्या है या आपको क्या अचीव करना है, उसके बाद आप ये देखें कि आप वो करना क्यों चाहते हैं। तो दैट वाई इज़ वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट। तो आपको जो भी चीज़ अचीव करना है सबसे पहले उसको उसको अच्छे से डिफाइन करें। तो
और
और
मैं
जब
थोड़ा
वो
सा मैं आपको
डिफाइन हो
रोकना
जाए
चाहता हूँ
तब
यहाँ
उसके
पर।
लिए उसका वाई।
यहाँ पे मैं आपसे एक सवाल करना चाहता हूँ। रिसेंटली एक साहब से मुलाकात हुई, तो माशाल्लाह ही इज़ एन आईटी प्रोफेशनल, प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर हैं एक अच्छी कंपनी में। तो वो जो है काफ़ी सारी उन्होंने मुझसे कहा कि यार लाइफ इज़ गेटिंग आउट ऑफ कंट्रोल, मैं चाहता हूँ थोड़ा सा ज़िंदगी में ठहराव हो, थोड़ा सा सुकून हो वगैरह वगैरह ना, इस तरह से पूछना चाह रहे थे वो कि इस बारे में क्या करना चाहिए। तो कुछ इस बारे में थोड़ा सा अपने कुछ कोचिंग एक्सपीरियंस से आप बता सकते हैं कि कैसे थोड़ा सा लोग सुकून में लेकर आए लाइफ को, टू मच स्ट्रेस्ड।
अच्छा, इसमें एक बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग बात है नहीं भाई, मेरे पास भी इसी तरह का एक केस आया रिसेंटली जिसमें उनसे जब मैंने पूरा डिटेल से बात की तो वो ये उन्होंने कहा कि मैं स्ट्रेस में नहीं रहना चाहता। या उन्होंने जैसे कहा कि या फॉर दैट मैटर अगर हम उसको जनरलाइज भी करें तो बहुत सारे लोगों की जो 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 गोल स्टेटमेंट या जो रिजल्ट स्टेटमेंट होती है वो नेगेटिव में होती है कि मैं ये नहीं करना चाहता। तो सबसे पहली जो चीज़ है जो मैंने उनके साथ यही किया, मैंने कहा ये तो आप मुझे वो बता रहे हैं जो आप नहीं करना चाहते। तो आप अगर इसको इसी तरह से रिफ्रेश करें कि आप करना क्या चाहते हैं। तो जैसे इन साहब ने ये कहा कि मुझे ये चाहिए कि मेरी ज़िंदगी बिल्कुल पीसफुल हो जाए। तो जब उन्होंने ये स्टेटमेंट दी तो उसके बाद मैंने उनसे पूछा, मैंने कहा ओके अब आप दोनों स्टेटमेंट्स को कंपेयर करें कि जो आपने पहले कहा कि मैं स्ट्रेस में नहीं रहना चाहता और अब आपने कहा कि मैं ऐसी लाइफ गुजारना चाहता हूँ जो जिसमें पीस हो। तो इन दोनों से आपकी फीलिंग कैसी आ रही है। उन्होंने कहा कि मुझे ऐसे लग रहा है कि मेरा आधा मसला यहीं पे हल हो गया। तो, तो उन्होंने जब उस पीस को सामने रख के वाकई प्लानिंग स्टार्ट की जिसको हम सक्सेस प्लानिंग कहते हैं। तो जब उन्होंने वो अपनी सक्सेस प्लानिंग एक पॉजिटिव स्टेटमेंट से स्टार्ट की तो उनका डाउन द लाइन उनकी अचीवमेंट ज़्यादा थी उसके अंदर। तो ये एक बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग एक्सपीरियंस हुआ मुझे रिसेंटली।
अच्छा उमर भाई, इसमें एक बड़े मजे की बात है कि जब आपके पास कोई वैक्यूम होता है ना लाइफ में, यानी आपको नहीं पता होता कि आप चाहते क्या है, तो वो जो वैक्यूम है वो हमेशा नेगेटिव चीजों से फिलअप हो जाता है। ठीक है, कभी भी वो पॉजिटिव चीजों को अट्रैक्ट नहीं करता। यानी कि अगर आपके पास फारिग टाइम हो, आपको पता नहीं हो कि क्या करना है इसमें, तो अक्सर बेशतर लोग कोई नमाज रोजा नहीं करेंगे उस टाइम में। वो किसी न किसी ऐसे काम में जरूर इन्वॉल्व हो जाएंगे, यूट्यूब देख लेंगे, सोशल मीडिया पे चले जाएंगे, या कुछ बाहर निकल जाएंगे कुछ खाने पीने, यानी वो किसी ऐसी एक्टिविटी में इन्वॉल्व होंगे जिससे अल्टीमेटली कोई नेगेटिव एनर्जी जो है ना वो जनरेट होगी। तो वहां से ना फिर उनका जो असल स्ट्रेसर की रूट कॉज है वो शुरू होती है कि दे फिल्ड अप देयर लाइफ विद समथिंग दैट क्रिएट्स नेगेटिविटी अल्टीमेटली। क्योंकि जब ये सब चीजें खत्म हो जाती हैं, आपने अगर 2 घंटे यूट्यूब पे लगा दिया और फिर जब वो चीज खत्म होती है तो देन यू हैव अ रिग्रेट कि यार मैंने 2 घंटे क्या किया। ठीक है ना, अगर आप कॉन्शियसली उसको ना भी समझे, आपको आपको थोड़ा सा आपके हार्मोन्स जो है जो आपको वो मिला, इंस्टेंट ग्रेटिफिकेशन मिली उसकी वजह से, लेकिन बैक ऑफ द माइंड सबकॉन्शियस को ये बात पता होती है कि यार ये जो टाइम है ये मैंने बर्बाद किया है, इसमें मैंने कुछ अच्छा काम नहीं किया। तो वहां से भी जो है ना स्ट्रेसर्स जनरेट होना शुरू होते हैं और वो आपको मजीद और काम करने से फिर और डिस्ट्रैक्ट कर देते हैं, यानी आपकी एनर्जी को लो कर देते हैं।
बिल्कुल।
मैं एक
तो
और एग्जांपल
इसमें
थोड़ी सी रिसेंटली शेयर करना चाहता हूँ। हाँ बोलिए उमर भाई।
नहीं, आप बोलिए नहीं।
आप कहिए।
आप एग्जांपल शेयर कीजिए।
रिसेंटली एक और केस सामने आया, एक साहब को, हाँ, तो एक साहब को कोच करने के इत्तेफाक उनके 2-3 सेशंस हुए कोचिंग के। तो उनका मसला ये था कि ही हैज़ अ फुल टाइम एम्प्लॉयमेंट, अब अपना करियर चेंज करना चाहते हैं, ठीक है। अब उसके लिए जो है वो, अब इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी का उनका बैकग्राउंड नहीं है, लेकिन वो चाहते हैं आईटी में आ जाएं, तो उसके लिए उन्होंने एक और बैचलर्स प्रोग्राम स्टार्ट कर लिया आईटी का। अच्छा जी, अब आईटी के प्रोग्राम के साथ साथ जो है उन्होंने क्या किया कि उन्होंने एक अदद बिजनेस भी स्टार्ट कर लिया। अच्छा भाई, अब जो बिजनेस स्टार्ट किया वो बिल्कुल अलग था, वो ट्रेडिंग का बिजनेस, उसका आईटी से कोई ताल्लुक नहीं है। तब इनके पास, अब ये बड़े परेशान है कि यार मैं अपनी जिंदगी क्या करूं, समझ में नहीं आता। तो उसके बाद हुआ क्या, यानी एक आईटी का पढ़ाई, एक फुल टाइम एम्प्लॉयमेंट और बिजनेस, अब ये 3 चीजें इकट्ठी चल रही हैं। अच्छा, उसके बाद ज़ाहिर है फैमिली मैन 12 बजे तक फिर ये यूट्यूब देखते हैं। अच्छा, तो वो इनका कहना ये था कि मैं जो है ना अपने आप को रिलैक्स करता हूँ, ये मेरी रिलैक्सेशन की, अपने आप को रिलीव करता हूँ वगैरह वगैरह। अच्छा, बातों बातों में जब और आगे चले ना, तो इनका स्टेटमेंट चेंज हो गया। उन्होंने कहा कि जो है क्या होता है कि जब मैं यूट्यूब देखता हूँ तो मैं बज़ाहिर तो मैं रिलैक्स हो जाता हूँ, लेकिन मेरे
अच्छा।
साथ एक गिल्ट का फैक्टर ऐड हो जाता है कि यार मैंने अपनी ज़िंदगी 2.5 घंटे बर्बाद कर दिए, और इस काम को तो मैं किसी और तरीके, इस टाइम को तो मैं किसी और बेहतर तरीके से भी इस्तेमाल कर सकता था अपनी कैपेबिलिटी बढ़ाने के लिए, वगैरह वगैरह। तो ऐसा होता है बिल्कुल। तो ये सब उसी उसी सूरत में होता है जब जैसे आपने कहा ना हमारे भाई के लोग क्लियर नहीं होते कि वो चाहते क्या हैं। तो जब वो क्लियर नहीं होते हैं तो ऐसी अक्सर ऐसी चीज़ों में पड़ जाते हैं कि वो ना चाहते हुए भी वो उन चीज़ों में चले जाते हैं क्योंकि उनके पास क्लैरिटी नहीं होती कि वो चाहते क्या हैं। चले, तो हम इस पॉइंट को
ओके,
कंक्लूड करते हैं, फिर आगे बढ़ते हैं। और कोई चीज़ है, कोई
तो
रीज़न है आपके सामने?
नहीं भाई, आपने जो एग्जांपल दी इसके अंदर से एक और चीज़ भी बड़ी यहाँ से समझ आती है कि हम लोग वो जो हमारा विक्टर और विक्टिम माइंडसेट का कॉन्सेप्ट है ना, कि जब हम उसमें प्लानर बायस में चले जाते हैं कि प्लानिंग तो बहुत ज़्यादा होती है लेकिन एक्शन नहीं होता, और वो भी नेचुरल टेंडेंसी है। तो फिर उसके बाद जब वो गिल्ट फैक्टरिंग आ जाता है, तो फिर नेचुरली बहुत सारे लोग जो हैं वो अपने आप को ब्लेम करना शुरू कर देते हैं, या अपने इन एक्शन के लिए कोई एक्सक्यूजेस ढूंढना शुरू हो जाते हैं। तो उसकी वजह से वो विक्टिम माइंडसेट में चले जाते हैं, और विक्टिम माइंडसेट जो है वो वैसे
हम्म
ही एक्शन को रोक लेता है।
हम्म हम्म प्लानर बायस आपने बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग सी बात की है। एज आई कुड अंडरस्टैंड, प्लानर बायस का मतलब ये है कि ह्यूमन माइंड जो हैं वो okay, so कोई कह रहा है कि sorry, this session is not in English, so we can move to English. This is fine. We can, because we did not find any participants in English, that's why we started speaking Urdu. But if you're here to attend, we'll continue in English. So planner bias, as per my information is concerned, my limited information is concerned, human minds are excellent planners, because they can see the future in a click of a second. But when they plan the activities, let's say a month down the line or 2 months down the line, and so on and so forth, they're not able to provide the breakup of larger activities into smaller chunks. So because of that, they're not able to reach their targets within the time specified. So let me give you a very small example to understand. So let's suppose you want to go to the airport and the flight time is 5:30. So 5:30 means you need to reach 3 hours before the flight time. So that means you should be at the airport by 2:30. All right. Now, generally speaking, we say, okay, airport is like half an hour away. And let's say if I start preparing by 2 or 1:30, it should be fine. And I'll be able to reach the airport by 2:30. So this is what happens because we have planned for like 4 or 5 hours ahead. But if you start breaking down this activity into smaller items, you will realize that packing up takes like half an hour. And by the way, this happens with me because this is a trap. This is a planner bias, is a trap. So packing takes time. Then let's say getting shower, making things ready, checking the passport and whatnot. Everything needs to be in line. And then you leave. And then and may Allah forbid, maybe there's a traffic jam on the way, and you are stuck. So all of these things, we cannot. Human minds are poor executors. They cannot imagine all this, and because of this, things don't get executed the way the human mind thinks they would have been executed. So this is planner bias. So let's move on. Let's go further. Marwai, do you have any other reason?
One of the another reasons of falling into this trap is that human mind has a capacity of thinking very big. So I mean, the imagination has no boundaries, no limits. So what happens is that we end up thinking about huge goals or big goals, but we become unable to break them down into small actionable steps. And then we define something big that is not achievable, and then we fall into the trap of not achieving things, and that's falling into the victim mindset.
Okay.
So what we need to do is, when we have, there's no boundaries of thoughts. So we can think big, but always when we start to take action, we need to break it down to micro or atomic steps, so that they're so small to take that we feel achieved every day.
I think there is a very interesting image about this on LinkedIn and social media, that you have your comfort zone, then your stretch zone, and then there is a panic zone. So when you devise a goal in such a way that it is too big, then this goal lands into the panic zone, where you will not be able to achieve a lot. So your progress will not be that much in the beginning, and you will start panicking that I'm gonna fail and I'm not gonna achieve my task. So whenever you are setting up the goal, you have to make sure that you put it in somewhere in the stretch zone, the zone which is right after your comfort zone. So you have to do a little bit more, a little bit extra effort to reach there, but it is achievable and it is doable for you. Just like the image that Umar Bhai has just shared. So for the person on the right, the first step is not achievable. So he will start uh, feeling the failure at an early stage of his journey. Whereas for the other person, the steps are very much in his reach. So all he needs to do is just stretch a little bit and move on to the top of the ladder.
So I want to share something interesting, some example. So there was a colleague of mine, he drives a Tahoe. So once he said that he wants to change the tires of his Tahoe, right? So we met again after a few weeks or maybe a month. I don't remember exactly. It's many years back. So the tires were still not changed. So I said, why the tires were not changed? So he said, because I do not know the tire shop because he wanted to go to a place called Gorabi in Riyadh, and he wanted to change the tires because the tires over there, at least there was 200 riyals discount on one single tire. So that means it would have been a significant difference in the total price you would pay. So because of that, he was not able to reach there. So what happened is that I sat with him, and I had just helped him broke down the activities into smaller activities. So the activities which came up are like this. So first, because he did not know the tire shop which offered 200 reals discount, he need to speak to his friend first to get the number. So he need to speak to the step number one. The small step, as you can see in this ladder, the step number one, small step, is to get to Mr. Hussein and ask and find out the number of the manager of the tire shop in Gorabi. So this is step number one. All right. The next step is to speak to the manager, give the reference of Hussein so that he could get the discount of 200 reals. This is step number two. Step number three is to go there and get the tires changed. So you can see that one thing which is over here, which is very important to understand, is the clarity of small little steps. So one step which was apparently very simple, changing the tires of the car, it was not happening and getting postponed over weeks and weeks just because the first step was not clear. The first step. So first step should be clear and should be small to execute, so that you can get out of your inertia and build the momentum. Sure. Okay, so let's move on. So anything else that you may like to offer, Romel bhai?
Yeah. So what happens is sometimes. So let me stop this share. I don't know what is. Yeah. Okay. So another thing is that we tend to go after every opportunity that we see around us. So in the childhood days, in our school, we learned that all that glitters is not gold. So every opportunity that we see might not be for us. So what happens is we keep on jumping here and there and not focusing on one area, and then ending up in failures. So that's one of the common reasons why we don't reach to our goals.
Mm-hmm. So this is a very
So
hot
can I share
topic
an
these
example?
days.
Interesting. Yeah, Faisal, go ahead.
Yeah, it is about mindfulness that
Yeah, go ahead.
you have to be focused, you have to be present, and being present is not enough. You have to be aware about the situation, that what's happening around you, because things will be try to pull pull you towards them, because this, we are living in an attention economy. People are fighting for your attention. You will get things for free online because you are paying them with your attention. So attention is focus is very important. So if you don't keep your mind, if you don't remain mindfulness in the moment that you are living, in the goal that you are achieving, then this could happen that you will be attracted by every other thing, especially in this era. Yes, Nair, you were saying something.
So I wanted to share something over here. I happened to coach a gentleman who wanted to develop his technical expertise in one of the upcoming technologies. So we decided that we'll get into a coaching engagement for almost 3 months. So the guy was very enthusiastic and he started working. So one Sunday he decided, because every week when we would meet, he would come up with what he did in the previous 1 week and discuss and review and what's going to do next 1 week. So he came up with a couple of activities for the next week. When we met again the next Sunday, he had not done that, but he had done something different. So what happens is what happened over here. He thought. I asked him that what made you decide that you should not do what we decided or agreed upon, and you did something different. He said that this is also something good, and it appeared that it is relevant. So what happened? Ultimately, whatever that the time that he spent, it was a lost opportunity. He could not focus on this thing, and the time was lost. So he realized that, and then he started focusing back on the plan. So from that point onwards, we decided that if at all he wanted to work on something new, he brings this to the table, coaching table, and we discuss this. And if it is really really good, then go ahead. But let's brainstorm. Let's question that whether it is really good and it is really helpful and beneficial for the technological expertise that you want to build. So the point over here, all that glitters, as Umar said, all that glitters is not gold. Yes. So he found a glittering opportunity. So he jumped. And this is what happens. I know another person. He has been trying to establish business for so long, but he spends time in business and then reaches up to a certain extent, then moves to another one, and then reaches up to a certain extent, move to the third one, and then so on so forth. Life is full of stories, no single success story. May Allah protect us. I mean, all right. So anything else, Fazal bhai, may you like to share something over here?
Actually, that's why we recommend to start finishing before start finishing and stop starting. So, yeah, people start too many things and they don't finish. Yeah. So it's better to focus on one thing at a time, because
this
your
reminds
mind
me
is
of something
not
very
built.
interesting.
Yeah, your mind is not built in a way that you can focus on multiple things at the same moment. So you need to have your focus. So if you don't have a focus and attention on something, it won't be easy to achieve anything. I think if we have any questions from the audience, we can take it. You guys can unmute yourself.
Yes.
And you can start interacting with us, or you can put your questions in the chat box. And I think we got a question, and it's about multitasking.
Yeah, bhai, that's your favorite
So
area.
shall I answer this?
Nearby, can we do a small? Can we do a small experiment? Okay, so can you? Okay, so you have to do 2 tasks and you have to time it. So do you have something to time? You have a clock. You have a watch with you?
Yeah, everyone has a watch. If watch is not there, a timer is available on the mobile.
I need a timer. Yeah, because I don't have my mobile. So if you can keep a timer on your mobile, so we'll do a very
let me run the
small.
timer.
Yeah.
Okay, let me run the timer. Okay. Okay, my timer started.
Okay, so you have to say the alphabets from A to Z. So let's say how much time it takes.
Maybe 3, 4, 5 seconds.
5 seconds. Okay, so let's say you have to read a table of 3. So how much time it will take? Up to 20, up to let's say 60. Are you done?
So we are waiting for Ms. Sarah to respond.
30 seconds.
Okay. Bilal
So
says 30
30
seconds.
seconds.
All right.
Okay. Let's mix and match these two tasks. Let's do multitasking. So you will say one alphabet and then one of the multiple of 3. So A 3, B 6, and you need to do it up to, like, let's say 20 or 30 alphabets. 20 alphabets. Let's go on. Sarah, try it.
That's why I was trying to do this in my mind, and I lost track.
So for focus is your issue, right?
Yes. And if you're trying to do this is called multitasking, because trying to do two things on different ends.
Even you are able to
trying to
finish
learn both
it.
of them.
Yeah, even if you are able to finish, it will take more than 60 seconds, 60 to 90 seconds. So the things that can be done individually in, let's say, 30 plus 5 into 35 seconds, now it's taking more than twice the time to finish, and you are losing focus again and again. And this is happening because your mind is switching between two tasks, counting and alphabets. So if you do a focus task like only reading an alphabet, it goes faster. The context does not need to be changed every now and then. But when you are doing multitasking, the context needs to be changed. It's just like a computer. When you are running two softwares together, what you need to do is you need to bring all the data and all the instructions to the memory and then execute it. So if you're switching between the softwares, you have to pack all the things for the one that you are putting in the background and bring all the information related to the current software in the memory. So the same happens with us because we have a limited memory. The working memory is limited. The memory that keeps track of all the incidents that has happened, that is very big. But working memory, where you keep all the chunks of the information that you process at this moment, is very small. So that's why. So now she's asking, yeah, we have another
that's
question.
a very,
What
very
about
interesting
driving?
question.
So what about driving and talking? We can able to drive and speak with someone at times, right? Yes, but how many times? Okay, so let me
Can I respond
answer
to this,
this.
Sasalai?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah?
Actually, I was thinking
All
of a
right.
very interesting point.
Okay, then go ahead. Please.
So how many times do you have fight while driving with a person who is sitting next to you?
No, I did not hear you well. How many times did we what?
How many times you get into the fight with a person sitting next to you? How many times
Okay.
you get into an argument when you are talking while driving? Is it the number is more or less?
Very rare, I think. Very less, at least to me.
Yeah, but the chances are more because you are not mindful to the conversation.
Anyway, in this driving and talking context, I think it's altogether different than multitasking or multiprocessing. Then there are other concepts like motor habits and other stuff involved in that.
You know, we can talk about this in some other session, inshallah. But I'll just give you a quick example. See, some things. What happens is that there's something called a stored procedure. A stored procedure are running or getting executed from the base of our mind, and we call this subconscious mind, because these are habits. So driving is a kind of habit. You have learned it years ago, and you don't need to make any effort in driving. But talking needs conscious effort. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knew that we need to do things in parallel. So something which we have learned very well, it goes to the subconscious mind and it gets executed from there. We need not do any efforts. So maybe you can say driving, eating, walking, even let's say seeing, or your heartbeat and everything. These are all natural instincts. These are subconscious habits. You don't need to make any efforts. But talking is a conscious effort. So what happens? I'll give you an example. Let's suppose you're driving. You are driving to your friend over the phone. I repeat, you're driving to your friend over the phone. Driving is smooth. Everything is going on. All of a sudden, you see an accident over the road. Now, what you're driving earlier from your subconscious mind, it has to come to your conscious mind. Now you cannot focus with your friend's conversation anymore. You tell your friend, please hold on, let me pass through this area and then we can continue the conversation. Why? Because during this area, your driving needs to be conscious, not subconscious. And then you can come back to your subconscious mind again. So this happens in multitasking. Multitasking over a period of years, there has been a tremendous amount of research and we have figured out that it does not help multitasking. Yes, if you can do something which is both of them are background, let's say burning the calories, walking and at the same time listening to something or talking together, this is fine. So both of them are yeah.
Yeah, Naeem, actually, then we come back again to the attention part. The attention that you have is limited. So when you are doing things with your conscious mind, and you have to be attentive to two things, you cannot multitask because then you will be switching between it. But when we talk about multiprocessing or things that are happening at the background using our subconscious mind, then those things don't need your attention. Actually, your hands can wash themselves. You don't need to tell them the right one to go to the left one and then rub the left one and then come back with this, because this is all into your muscle memory and it's being run by the subconscious mind. So when we say about multitasking, we mean to say about the things that are competing for your attention. And these are the things that need your conscious effort, not unconscious effort. So when we talk about if you are doing a chit chat and you are just talking about something that is not very important, then you can do it while driving, but you don't do business decisions while you are driving. You don't do business meetings that involves number crunching and talking about the competition and all these things. So that's why I was saying that when you are driving and you are talking, you are tend to get more into trouble because you are not being that attentive to that conversation as you are being to your road and the surroundings.
So Faisal, can we say that multitasking, I mean, people may be able to achieve their results through multitasking, but that those results will be less efficient in terms of time and effort?
Yes, we have just seen that when we did this exercise with alphabets and the numbers, that when we are mixing two tasks that requires conscious effort, because these doing multiplication is not something is done by the subconscious. It requires a conscious effort. So that's why we were able, the lady was taking more time in doing those two things together. And most of us, when we tried, we lost track of the task altogether.
Right. So there's a very, very interesting question again. Is it true that women are better at multitasking than men?
Okay. So before that, I would like to take a question which came before. So one of the previous question, I'll just go back through the chat here. It says, Ms. Aisha says, I write all points very enthusiastically, but I don't go back to see what I wrote during the workshop. All right. So gaining far too less than expected. All right. So that means you make notes, but you don't execute them. Yes, making notes will give you any benefit. Yes, what will give you benefit? Let's suppose by the end of the workshop, there's a lot of information which is let's say comes to you. So what you can do, take one of it, one action, only one action, and then stick to it. Create a small little action. Let's say creating a to-do list every morning. Let's suppose, and then reviewing your to-do list towards the end of the day. So recently, I happened to coach a gentleman who has started doing this, creating a to-do list for himself between 9 to 9:30. So every day, this time is blocked. People can see his calendar busy. So office people cannot set up any meetings with him. So what he does towards the end of the day, our execution is subject to accountability, which is a very important part. Accountability means that there is someone who is making you accountable to himself or herself. That means you are responsible. So what's the topmost examiner, who is one of the top different people at different times who call him every day, and they've got a list of questions, and the list of questions also keep changing from time to time. So this person calls Marshall and asks me everyday routine. So people ask Marshall, you are one of the topmost coaches in the world. You cannot do it by yourself. Marshall said, no, I cannot make myself accountable to myself. So I have to have someone who can make me accountable to him or her. So summarizing my points, two things. One is that you start small. Whatever notes that you make, as you mentioned, I write all points very enthusiastically, but don't go back to see. So make sure that you have at least one point to start with, one small habit to start with, and then create a small little action and see you how well are you doing, whatever it is. Maybe cooking early, let's say, or maybe reading Quran or whatever you're doing. So someone shared with me, as I mentioned earlier, that this guy has made a calendar of how many things I'm reading Quran today, and doing this activities every day. He's filling out his log so he can track himself. So I believe I have answered your question. So this is one question. Let's take another one. We are approaching the closure of this session, but okay, I lost track as
So
well.
how can we be more consistent about it?
No, but let's go to the previous one. That, yeah, is it true that women are better in multitasking than men?
Allah knows best. We cannot say that. What we can say is that women are different from men, and their way of thinking is different. Their way of expression is different, and their way of handling things are also different. So for women, everything is connected to everything else. So the school children homework is connected to the food they want to cook, and the food they want to cook is connected to their husband's busyness, and their husband's busyness is coming is connected to the house not being clean, and everything is connected to each other, and this is how they raise their stress level. So if they take up the habit of writing down things clearly, prioritizing what comes first, what is really important, what can be deferred. Peaceful home is much important. I repeat, peaceful home is much important than a clean house. The house which are uh, glittering clean and having let's say loud voices or frictions between each other is not as good. Let the house be a little unclean, but have peace and love and affection. Relationship is much more important than house being clean or chores. Okay, so Bilal says, how can we be more consistent? Yeah, go ahead.
I think Nair bhai, I would advise.
Mhm.
I mean, I would suggest that Bilal opens his mic and clarifies his question a little bit more. What does Bilal mean with being more consistent? So Bilal, please unmute your mic. Walaikum
Walaikum
assalam.
salam.
So basically, sir, being consistent means how we can be more consistent. What I mean to say is there can be many factors due to which we are not consistent in our execution of our small tasks. Even if we have broken down our goal into small tasks and we take smaller tasks, distraction, which Mr. Faisal was just discussing, it might be one of very important factor, which is due to which we are not consistent or focused on our goal. And similarly, multitasking might be another factor due to which we are not consistent we do not remain consistent in our execution efforts. So my question is that these are some of the reasons due to which we are not consistent, but what we can do in order to remain consistent in our efforts, execution efforts. So this is the
Okay.
question.
So Bilal, tell me something. How do you hold yourself accountable in execution?
So sometimes we track things. On paper, we have that this date, or we make a chart, 22nd April, 23rd April, 24, and we tick. Tracking. Or sometime in the past, we had some coaching experience. So accountability coach is accountability partner. That can be another thing, something like this.
Okay. So
What
what I understood from what you just told me is that for some tasks you make some logs or some tracking sheets. So do you feel more consistently performing those tasks that you are tracking than the others that you're not tracking?
So as long as we are tracking, usually we are good in consistency, but then we lose sight of tracking as well. So this is one issue. Yani we don't remain consistent in tracking. We start tracking for consistency, and then we don't remain consistent in tracking. And after maybe 2 weeks, we stop. I stop tracking as well.
Okay, and why does that happen?
Why does that happen? I don't know why I lose interest.
So the point I'm trying to make here is the more properly you hold yourself accountable in doing or performing some task, the chances are that you will, the chances of remaining more consistent will remain higher. You can try that in your work or anything that you do. Just hold yourself accountable. Just bring in the accountability part and make it effective. So the more effective your accountability is, the more consistent you will become in whatever you're doing.
And I think we got an answer in the chat as well, and this is a very good answer, that because he is not accountable to someone. So when we talk about the self accountability, the commitment and the credibility, the commitment goes down, and we don't really care about our own credibility in our own eyes. But whenever you involve another person, someone external that you are accountable, then you care about your credibility, then you try to remain more consistent. So getting an external support, like doing a buddy system, getting a coach, or making your charts public, the same charts that you're talking about, Bilal, if you put it in a place where everyone can see, you will be more consistent in updating the charts, because people will be asking about you. Bilal, are you okay? Why haven't you updated your progress for April 23rd?
Interesting. All right, so I think we are running towards the end of the time. Is there anything else that anyone may like to speak about, or any questions further?
So before we finish, Neerbai, there is the session was about about the failure of reaching your targets. So I think we have talked about a lot of things that will inshallah help all of us, including me, to remain consistent. The important thing is that failure itself is not a end state. So if you think of a failure as an end state, then it is the mindset that you need to work on, because every failure is a learning step, is a stepping stone towards the success. So whenever you fail, try to learn some lessons out of that failure. That how can you plan better? What are the new strategies that you can follow to reach your goal? Okay, so don't take failure as an end state. So it is just an intermediary state which help you refocus, realign, and get started again. So as someone said, that falling is not a problem, not getting up is a problem.
So if I found it correctly, understood correctly, you are talking about failing but not losing.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay, fine. I think we are good to close now. So inshallah, we'll continue to have this this majlis every Saturday, inshallah, at the same time, 1 p.m. Saudi time and 3 p.m. Pakistani time. And so I can see some audience who does not speak Urdu. So inshallah, we'll continue in English, inshallah, in the sessions to come. If there are any suggestions from your side, how we can make it even better, please feel free to let us know on our Facebook page, or if you are part of our WhatsApp group, you can directly respond to us, so that it becomes more beneficial for the people who come and join. So with this, we thank you again for your wonderful presence here, and look forward to seeing you next Saturday. Okay, all right. So can I be added to the chat? Sarah says, "Can I be added to the chat?" You're already in the chat. If you're talking about, the WhatsApp group, or maybe maybe you can go to Mumkin and drop your email address or your phone number, whatever, so we can include you in our WhatsApp message group as well. Yeah, WhatsApp chat. All right, so we can include your number in WhatsApp chat as well.
Okay. So before we finish,
anyway.
Shafaq, can you get in touch with Sarah in the private chat, and you can take her information to be added.
Okay.
Okay.
So-
One last thing, Bilal has a question for me. Bilal, unfortunately, we were unable to record that session, but I'm planning
No,
to repeat.
Actually, this session is recorded, Umar. I have
The previous
recorded in my.
The previous
the
Bilal is
previous
asking
one.
about my workshop that I held last two weeks ago.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so Bilal, I will repeat the session immediately after Eid, and inshallah you can watch that live, and we will make sure to record it then, inshallah.
Okay. Can I just take 1 minute to address one of the points that Bilal mentioned? Okay. So consistent, when he said Bilal mentioned consistency. So consistency, I can also say that inconsistency means distraction. Life gets distracted. You start getting things here and there. So I would like to ask Bilal or everyone who has not been consistent in his task or her task, I would like to ask, what did you do to make them consistent? What did you do? Did you allocate time for your tasks? So let's say if it is Ramadan, reading Quran, and whatever, for cooking and everything else. If you are a working professional and you need to work on something, have you done the time allocation to yourself so that you can sit together and do that? So a lot of times we need to make ourselves indestructible. I repeat, we need to make ourselves indestructible by doing something which creates some traction. So distractible and traction is the main root word. So how do you create traction? So this is very important. If you have any questions, you can always come back. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.